Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Transmetal 2 Megatron. Now this is, small spoilers, upgraded version of the dinosaur Megatron that we see in Beast Wars. And this does happen towards the end of Beast Wars if I'm correct. Because I know he becomes upgraded to like the T-Rex with like jets, but I haven't gone to the end of the show yet, so I'm pretty sure he turns into this dragon-like, especially since the head shape is the same. But I mean, I guess only time will tell, and it would make sense because his name is Transmetal too. Anyways, at first I was avoiding this figure. I didn't pay retail price, and then eventually Amazon had it on sale for $50 roughly, as opposed to the retail of 80 Canadian. So then I figured, why not pick him up? And I've seen lots of really good reviews of him back in the day, so I was like, sure, let's go for it. And I will give you a small spoiler, this is a really good figure. Like, sure, it's relatively ugly in terms of like the robot mode, but it's a really good figure. It's stable, it's not top heavy, bottom heavy, and the articulation's pretty good. It's a little awkward just because he has one normal arm and one dragon head arm. However, the transformation is relatively straightforward, and the dragon mode is amazing. It has a lot of presence and it's huge, especially when you spread the wings. I absolutely love it. So without further ado, we're gonna get out into unboxing this guy. And as you can see, I did struggle a little bit because I usually try not to rip open the cardboard, but it works out. And he does come with one fire flame blast effect, and it's neat. It's supposed to go inside the mouth only, as he can use it as a sword, which is actually on the box, and it's neat. That fire sword doesn't really make that much sense to me, but either way, he's got really good articulation for his legs, and the flame does go in the mouth, which you can have in his robot mode as well. Now he stands perfectly fine, and there's not that much issue for posability, and the head moves and everything. I don't really like that part of the tail is connected to the head, but either way, it's all good. So for the transformation, you're going to unhook the head and bring it all the way to the back like so, and then you do pin in this little piece later. And then there's a lot of folding that goes on. It's a little complicated the first time, but it makes more sense over time. Anyways, after that, you take out the claws and you can fully bring the chest open and down, and then you can, don't worry about the instructions, you pretty much just need to take the arms out and you can fold them however you want. These are the front little T-Rex dragon arms, which are pretty cool, and I really like the way that it gets incorporated into the chest piece. That's very neat. So next up, we are going to be working on the arms. You are folding these two pieces from the chest, and then after that, for the arms, we are going to fully extend them, and then we'll start with the dragon head. So you're going to lay it all out to the side, and you can see all these gold pieces, and then ignore what I'm doing here. What you're going to want to do is take out that gold piece from the inside and lay it all the way out like so. And then you can actually tab in his right arm into his shoulder, which is very neat. And then you're gonna fold it in. You can also do the hand before or after. It's a little bit easier if you do it before, and then fold it in to where the chest used to be, and then you can reclose that golden piece. Now everything here is on a swivel, so you can just bring that head all the way up to the top, and then you can articulate that as you want as time goes by. Those little chest pieces from earlier can go back up, and then you can fully close the chest up onto that, and it does kind of tab in as well. And I just have to say, he does look very silly with those arms. Anyways, so for the legs, we're gonna bring the feet all the way forward, and then you're going to bend the knees all the way back, and it sort of makes it like into an awkward squat, and then you open up the pelvis, and then you can actually stretch the legs out like so, and it just kind of tabs in towards the outside. And after that, once you bring down the initial headpiece from earlier, this part's a little tricky and awkward. You just have to make everything very tight and snug, and then you can close the pelvis area around the headpiece. It sounds weird, but it kind of makes sense because it will pretty much create a cage that you can hide the head. And it's pretty innovative. It is a little difficult the first time because you have to have everything at the right angle, and you have to make sure you push the headpiece all the way forward. But after enough tries, I got this to work, and it's not too bad after you understand just where everything needs to be. But they do tab in at the bottom right there, and then you can take out the legs once that's all tabbed in. And then we're pretty much almost done. So in terms of what's left, it's pretty much just going to be folding that bottom chest piece up to cover up the, I guess, ore ball that you have in where the chest of the dragon currently is. So sort of to have a little bit extra plating there. And then we're pretty much done. So here you can see it's folding and it does tab in, which is very neat. You can make him stand, you can make him do whatever pose you want, just because the legs didn't really transform, so you still have that full articulation. And then as for the wings, you just have to extend them. So just each of the individual blades, you just have to make them sort of open. And as you can see, it creates a huge presence for the vehicle mode, for the dragon mode. And he looks really good, he looks intimidating. I absolutely love the look of it. And it's huge, like he's absolutely huge. And here you can see you can open the mouth and slide into fire effect. Now, I'm giving the dragon mode, I want to say maybe an 8.5 out of 10, because I'm sure there's some things we can improve. It's not super seamless, but it is pretty fun. And as you can see, there's lots of articulation, so I'm giving it some good points there. And the transformation is pretty fun too once you get used to it. So we're going to start by undoing the legs and then the wings, and then it's just a matter of opening the chest, undoing everything with the pelvis and then head and then the arms. So now you can close back the legs, and you see that orange orb ball. I'm sure it has some significance in the show. Unfortunately, I'm just not there yet. Anyways, once we open up the chest, we can start redoing the arms, which is really simple. Open up the gold flap, take out his right arm and redo that. You can also close the gold flap, and then his left arm is pretty much done. It was a little tricky to get the arms back in. I'm sure there's a proper procedure for it, but the going reverse on the Hasbro instructions can sometimes be confusing, and I don't want to give myself too much of a headache, so I just kind of kept doing it until it fit in properly, and the head can just be plopped right back up there. Because once you go to click everything into place, if the arms aren't in the right position, the hands don't fully fit into their slots. So that's just one little thing to note, which isn't a huge downside, but it can get a little frustrating if you're not 100% sure how to do it, which I still am not, but I don't care about the robot mode that much, so I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.